Would you like to add anything to the basic definition of special forces that I've given?
Yeah. So ultimately, where I, what I understood, and that's where the understanding has remained. Also, the crux is basically special forces is a mindset, and it develops over a period of time as you go through life. There are so many obstacles. There are emotional play, there is psychological play going on, there's a physical play going on, these experiences happening in various realms, but at the core of it, the human being is the same, the consciousness or whatever is the same. And as we go through life, you step back and you start realizing that, yeah, special forces and these things, it's about being yourself, which is special. Like, everybody is special. There is no human being who has been born before who's exactly like you, thinks like you, talks like you, is experiencing life like you. It's never happened before, and it'll never ever happen again in the eternity of time. You have never happened before, and you're never going to happen again. And that's the case with all life. So everyone is uniquely special, and it's just the realization of that which turns into a mindset over a period of time. Your neural network forms like that, because so many experiences cut करके चलते रहते हैं, and you keep evolving into realizing yourself. And then once you are reaching at that level of understanding, and from there, then you can focus your energy on whichever target, if you may say. So it's just a mindset.
Okay.
And that is what is special in terms of the military special forces are concerned. So it's a directed energy, basically. The nation or national security or whatever, it's a form of energy which the government, the armed forces can apply or focus at a certain point, which the government feels is something needs to be sorted out, to make the country a safer place, to make the country a place where people can go about their lives very simply without worrying about what is going to happen tomorrow, whether this nation is going to exist or not. So people go around businesses, people have creative work, right from people who are in villages to people who are in big cities like Bombay and all that. Everybody's operating and living their lives out in a certain environment. That environment is a wished for environment for freedom, and that freedom needs to be protected. So special force is a form of energy which is directed by whoever are the people who take that decision and protect.
I'm going to explain it to the 7-year-olds here.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly what you said. An example of a special forces mission would be, you go on the other side of the border, and if there is a group that has to be taken out in stealth, silently, only the special forces of India, the Para SF, can execute a mission like that silently with minimum casualties on our side. I know some of these sentences piss you off a little bit.
No.
Okay.
I understand, and I'll just give my perspective.
Sure.
From the inside, you can give perspective. Special forces, be it Para SF, or there are many expressions of special forces depending on, whether it's the Army, Navy, Air Force. There are certain other kinds of special forces also. And the whole idea is creative destruction. You destroy, but creatively. You have certain parameters, and those parameters, every operation has very, very different parameters. Every task has very, very different parameters. So you have an open-ended mandate. You can be basically tasked to do anything, anywhere, anytime. So it's just anything. So the whole idea of creating a force or an energy force, and a directed form of, concise, precise energy, which is trained, equipped, ready to do anything, anywhere, anytime, is what the whole idea is all about. And in this case, it is about national security. It's about how the government, the government's nations have long-term visions about how the nation would progress, and how there will be khushhali hogi. Basically, there will be people can go about their lives without feeling insecure. And therefore live more creative lives, more merged, more collaborative lives, and evolution can happen and things like that. So special forces is just an expression of a form of energy which can be directed to execute certain thing, or to remove certain thing from a matrix which doesn't fit the long-term visions of the government, of the immediate vision or a long-term vision that the government may be having. So people like that are chosen, and then they are trained and they're equipped, and then they are sent to do whatever, wherever, anywhere, anytime.
Throughout our last conversation, I was constantly afraid about pissing you off. That was because I was just scared that something I would say or something I would ask would have crossed a line. I know I crossed a few lines, and we had to actually take out some snippets from that podcast because it couldn't make its way to the internet.
True.
Because a lot of the nature of the work you do is secret. That's true.
Like I said, anywhere, anything, anytime, in whichever format, depends on what the job needs.
Okay.
On these kind of it's like a painting, it's like an it's so every operation is different. It's like a masterpiece. Every time you go out, it's a masterpiece. It has, and you have to be in the now, because everything is new. Every operation is different. Every target is different. Every goal is different. Every expression of how things should be is different. So every time you go in, you have to be open-ended and then see how things as they are, and then do what needs to be done. You have certain previous training that you have certain equipment that you have certain experiences that you have, and all of that comes together, and then you go out and do something that needs to be done. Okay. That's it.
I might ask you a question that
please
you may not answer,
and please feel free.
Okay.
Baki